Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Picture this. You're locked up. Ohio State Penitentiary. You're John Parsons. And all you've got are some Bedsheets newspapers and, let's just say some very resourceful toilet paper.
Not exactly the makings of a luxurious escape.
No, not at all. But
yeah.
Parsons, he was a resourceful guy. This was back in '90. He used those everyday items to craft a rope, climbed right out of that prison, and then he built himself a makeshift shelter out in the woods and lived there for 3 months.
3 months? Now that's dedication. Although I'm sure the authorities weren't exactly thrilled with his DIY project.
Yeah, eventually they did catch up with him.
Yeah.
But you got to admire that level of, resourcefulness. And that's what we're diving into today, how that same kind of scrappy, think-outside-the-box mindset can be a game changer in, of all things, marketing.
I love that connection because when you think about it, resourcefulness is really at the heart of great marketing. It's not just about big budgets. It's about that strategic thinking, that ability to look at what you've got and figure out how to use it in a clever, unexpected way.
Exactly. And let's face it, most of us aren't working with unlimited marketing budgets. So how do we channel our inner John Parsons and make the most of what we have?
Well, I think a good place to start is with content creation. Everyone's always talking about content, right? But it can feel like an uphill battle to constantly churn out fresh, engaging material.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's easy to get stuck in that rut of feeling like you need a completely new idea every single time.
Right. And that's where resourcefulness comes in. Remember Parsons and his, shall we say, unconventional rope-making materials? Well, marketers can do the same thing with their content. Instead of always starting from scratch, think about how you can repurpose and revamp what you already have.
Okay, so like giving those old blog posts a makeover.
Exactly. Maybe you turn a blog post into a series of bite-sized social media posts. Or take data from a report and turn it into an eye-catching infographic. Sometimes just updating an old blog post with some fresh stats or insights can breathe new life into it.
It's like recycling, but for marketing. I like it. But what about when it comes to actually engaging with your audience? It feels like that takes a lot of resources, especially if you want to stand out.
You know, it's funny. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that audience engagement always requires some big, flashy campaign, but sometimes the most effective methods are the simplest ones.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Well, think about Parsons again. He didn't just build a rope and wing it, right? He planned his escape route. He built a shelter. That strategic thinking is key for engagement, too. You don't always need a massive budget.
Okay, so what would be a shelter equivalent in a marketing campaign?
Think about things like running contests or polls on social media. Those are simple ways to get people talking and interacting with your brand. Or host a Q&A session on a topic your audience is interested in. It's about finding those creative ways to connect and spark a conversation.
And these are all things you can do without breaking the bank.
Exactly. You can also look for partnerships, maybe collaborate with other brands or influencers who have a similar target audience. That's a great way to expand your reach without a huge investment.
So thinking back to Parsons, it sounds like a big part of his success was not just about the resources themselves, but also how he used them, right? He had to be strategic and plan ahead.
Absolutely. And that's where that problem-solving mindset comes in. A resourceful marketer sees a challenge, like maybe an algorithm change on their favorite social media platform, and they don't just throw up their hands. They think, okay, how can I adapt? How can I use this to my advantage?
So it's about being adaptable and finding those workarounds.
Precisely. It might be finding a creative way to personalize customer experiences, even if you have a limited budget. Or maybe it's testing out a new platform that everyone else is ignoring. It's about constantly looking for those opportunities to do things differently and better.
So if we bring this back to our listener, what's the one thing we really want them to take away from today's deep dive?
Resourcefulness, it's not just a set of tactics, it's a mindset. It's about approaching those marketing challenges with that same ingenuity and determination that John Parsons had when he was, building his escape route out of Bedsheets.
I love that. It's about remembering that you don't need a massive budget to be successful. Sometimes the most creative solutions come from limitations.
Exactly. And just like Parsons' escape became this legendary story, your resourceful marketing campaigns can become truly memorable and make a real impact, even without that huge budget behind them.
So next time you're staring at a marketing to-do list that feels impossible, Remember John Parsons and that rope made of bed sheets and toilet paper?
It's about thinking outside the box. You might just surprise yourself with what you can achieve.
And don't worry, folks. All the marketing prison breaks we're talking about today are entirely legal and ethical.
That's right. We're all about those creative, resourceful tactics, but we always stay on the right side of the law.
Step right up, we're diving in. Marketing tales from where to when. Curious facts that make you grin. Welcome, friends, let's begin. From lost campaigns to clever schemes, broken dreams and wild extremes, the lessons learned through all extremes. Truth is stranger than it seems. Oh, it's the deep dive you gotta hear. Marketing tales from far and near. The lessons wrapped in laughter clear. Oh yeah, we're taking the rear. Marketing myths and legends bold. Stories better than gold. Every tale is retold in ways you've never been told. From the quirky ads gone haywire to campaigns that catch fire. Every story to admire. Tune in and let's aspire. Oh, it's the deep dive you gotta hear. Marketing tales from far and near. Lessons wrapped in laughter clear. Oh yeah, we're taking the rear. From lost campaigns to clever schemes, broken dreams and wild extremes, the lessons learned through all extremes. Truth is stranger than it seems. Oh, it's the deep dive you gotta hear. Marketing tales from far and near. Lessons wrapped in laughter clear. Oh yeah, we're taking the rear. Oh yeah, we're taking the rear. Oh, it's the deep dive you gotta hear. Marketing tales from far and near. Lessons wrapped in laughter clear. Oh yeah, we're taking the rear. Oh yeah, we're taking the rear.